Dear student friends, good evening all of you. I am Dr. Ganesan at Department of Economics, Janaimal College, Savagasi. Today we are going to discuss about the canons of taxation. So first we understand about what do you mean by canons of taxation. So canons of taxation explain about qualities of a good tax system. A good tax system should possess some qualities. That qualities are known as canons of taxation. So here the canons of taxation relates to the rate, amount, method of levy and collection of tax. So here we have to consider about four things. One is the rate of taxation, the amount of taxation, method of levy and the collection of a tax. So these are the four important points we have to consider about while understanding about the canons of taxation. So here the canons of taxation is also called qualities or characteristics of a good tax system. So a tax system which if it possesses all these characteristics, all the canons, then that system is called a good tax system. So here Adam Smith has stated four important canons of taxation. A good tax system should possess the four important points according to Adam Smith. They are the canon of equality, the canon of certainty, the canon of convenience, the canon of economy. So now we will discuss one by one, and after that we will discuss about other canons given by other economists, because the canons of taxation given by Adam Smith is most important one. So we will clearly understand about what are the canons stated by Adam Smith. So the first canon stated by Adam Smith is canon of equality. So it means the tax burden of different taxpayers should be equally distributed according to their ability. So it means here the tax system should impose tax according to the ability of the individual or according to the tax payable capacity of the individual. Only the government should impose tax. So here it means the rich people should pay more tax and the poor people are exempted from taxation. So here under canon of equality, a progressive rate of taxation is advocated by Adam Smith. It means in an economy or in a society we are having mixed of people. And one section of the people are a rich group, the other section of the people are poor group. So here what we have to do means we have to exempt the poor group from taxation, and the tax should be imposed by the government only on the rich group. Then only it is possible by us to attain equality. So here canon of equality means tax amount should be equally distributed according to the ability of the individual. So here progressive rate of taxation is advocated by Adam Smith. Then the second one, the canon of certainty. So here certainty in the sense the tax amount should be certain. It should be imposed certainly, not an arbitrary manner. So tax to be paid by the individual is certain, not arbitrary. So here we have to consider about the taxpayer as well as the tax collector or the government. If the taxpayer he wants to adjust his expenditure, if he is certainly known about how much amount of money he has to make tax to the government, then only according to his income he adjusts the tax amount, and that remaining amount will be used for his consumption purpose. And at the same time, you take into account of the government. If it is certain, government can estimate this much amount of money we will collect from the people as tax, and that money will be used for public expenditure. So it will be useful for the government to chart out its expenditure. So here the time of payment, method of payment, amount to be paid, etc. should be clear and certain. When taxes are certain, government also estimate the exact revenue to be collected, and that money will be used for public works programs. So here the canon of certainty, it explains how much amount of money should be paid by an individual is tax to the government, when to pay, where to pay, how to pay, how much to pay, all these things are certain. The third canon given by Adam Smith is the canon of convenience. It means tax should be imposed and collected according to the convenience of the taxpayer. So here the tax is imposed by the government and collected it from the people. So here when the people are able to pay tax to the government, according to that only the government should impose tax. So it is according to the convenience of the taxpayer, the government should impose tax and collect money from the person. So here tax should be imposed and collected according to the convenience of the taxpayer. For example, you take into account of land revenue. Suppose if the government wants to impose tax on land, agricultural land. So here it should be collected at the time of harvest, because at the time of harvest only the farming community people are having income in their hand. At that time if the government is imposing tax, the farming community or the agricultural people, they won't feel any burden, they will pay tax to the government. You take into account of income tax, it should be deducted from source at the time of receiving salaries. For example, you take into account of the income tax. Here the salaried people are paid tax to the government, that is income tax to the government. It should be deducted from its own source. So salt tax is collected at the time of selling the commodity. So here according to the convenience, if the government is imposing tax, according to the convenience of the taxpayer, if the government is imposing tax means nobody can feel the burden, all should pay tax to the government. So here the tax system should be one which should follow the canon of convenience. Then the fourth one, the canon of economy. It means the expenditure incurred in the collection and administration of the tax should be less. So here the government should be economical in collecting and administrating the tax system. So here if the expenditure made by the government is greater when compared to the tax amount collected from the people, at that time no need to impose tax on the individuals. So here the expenditure incurred in the collection and administration of the tax should be less. So should not involve large machinery to collect tax. So the government should not impose a large amount of people or officials to collect tax. If the government is appointing large army of people means the expenditure will be more. So the money collected should be in an economical manner. Economical in the sense government should spend less and collect more money from the people in the form of tax. So this is called the canon of economy. So these are the four important canons given by Adam Smith. So here apart from Adam Smith, other canons are given by economists like Bastable and others. So now we will discuss about the canon started by Bastable. Number one, the canon of productivity. So here it means taxation should have productivity. So here we have to think about two things. One is that taxation should provide adequate amount of revenue to the government to meet out its expenditure. And at the same time, here it should stimulate the productive effort of the people, or it should stimulate the productive capacity of the people. It means whenever the tax is imposed by the government, it should give adequate amount of revenue to the government on the one side, and on the other side it should not affect the willing to work, willing to earn more, and the productive effort of the people. So here taxation should stimulate the productive effort of the people, and also it should provide sufficient amount of revenue to the government. So this is called canon of productivity. The number two, the canon of elasticity. The taxation should be elastic or flexible in character. So here the tax system should be a flexible one. Whenever the government wants to get more amount of revenue, there is a possibility of increasing the tax rate. And on the other hand, if the government wants to collect less amount of revenue from the people by way of tax, so there is a possibility of reduction in the tax rate also. So here it should possible to increase or decrease the tax revenue according to the needs of the government. So here the tax system should be elastic in nature. Whenever the government wants to collect more, it can increase the rate and collect more revenue, and vice versa. So it is called the canon of elasticity. Then the canon of simplicity. The tax system should be simple and easy to understand by the taxpayer. So how much amount of tax should be imposed on a person's income, that should be known by the person who is paying tax to the government. So the tax system should be simple, easy to understand, and the taxpayer is able to calculate his own tax. So here the canon of simplicity means it is easy to understand, and the tax system followed by an economy should be completely known by all the people in the society. Then the next canon, the canon of diversity. So here, instead of imposing one single tax, the government should have power to impose multiple tax in the country. So multiple tax system should be followed in a country. If there is only one tax, the government may not get sufficient revenue, and the distribution of burden of tax may not be satisfactory. Suppose if there is only one tax, suppose the government is imposing only income tax, right? So at that time the government is following progressive rate of taxation, means here the rich people only taxed, the other people are exempted from taxation. But here it will not, the burden will not be distributed throughout the economy. But here, instead of following one single tax, if the government is following multiple tax, for example, you take account of income tax, wealth tax, gift tax, sell tax, excise duty, import duty, or you can take into account of the GST and so on. So that means the tax burden will be distributed throughout the economy, and at the same time government is also getting adequate amount of revenue to meet out its expenditure. Then the canon of expediency. Here the possibility of imposing a tax should be taken into account from different angle. That means here, according to the reaction of the taxpayer, only the government should impose tax. For example, you take into account of a progressive agriculture income tax is desirable in India, but so far it has not been imposed. So here, so far in India, we have not imposed any tax on agricultural income, even though the people are getting adequate amount of income from agricultural activities, but the government is not imposing any single tax on, or any single paisa should be collected from the agricultural people as tax by the government. Because so here we have to think about the reaction of the taxpayers. So the canon of expediency, it means the possibility of imposing a tax should be taken into account from the different angles. Then the canon of coordination. Here we are having, in the federal setup, we are having three different governments. One is the central level, another at the state level, and the bottom level we are having local bodies or the local government. So there's each and every government, the central government, they are imposing some tax, the state government is imposing tax, and the local bodies, they are imposing tax. So there should be some coordination among the different government, that is central, state and local governments. In a democratic country like India, these government impose various taxes. So there should be some coordination and exchange of tax revenue from one government to another government to perform their activities in a perfect way. Thank you, friends. So far we have discussed about the canons of taxation given by Adam Smith and other economists. So kindly go through the video and listen carefully, study well, prepare well for your exam. Thank you, friends.